Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be building the health fitness app UI with SwiftUI, React Native and Flutter separately. So if you're interested, please subscribe, like and share the video. The first 15 minutes will focus on SwiftUI, the next 15 minutes on React Native and the final 15 minutes on Flutter. Feel free to skip to the session that interests you most. So with that said, let's get started. So starting with SwiftUI, this is the default code the SwiftUI comes with. That's basically a text being wrapped within a V stack, right? So I'll cut that over here and start building the tab bar, right? So I'll return the tab view. Yeah, so the tab view takes in the selection. So with the selection, I'll pass in the selected item, right? Or the selected index. So I'll get rid of the content over here. So the selected tab is not yet created, so I'll be creating it. It's a state variable, right? So we use as state property. So as state private var, then the variable name is going to be the selected tab, and initially assign it a value of 0. That's the first index. So once we have that, so in here I will start with a test over here. So the first one is going to represent the home, and it's going to be a tab item, right? So that's the modifier. So the tab item, in here we pass in the image, right? So the image, we are going to get an image from the system name, and the name of the image is going to be house, as you can see over there. And also below the image is also going to be a test of home. There you go. So I'll repeat this 3 more times, changing in the image and also the text as well, right? So let's do that. There you go. So in here I need to change it to discover, and the text in here also to discover, right? So the image is going to be the magnifying glass, right? That's the search search icon. So the magnifying glass, there you go, as you can see over there. Let's do the same for the third one. It's going to be saved. The system name is going to be the bookmark icon, and the text also changes as well to saved. So lastly, this is going to be the studio as the test, and also the system name is going to change to the location, and the text in here changes to location as well. So that's the basic setup of our tab view, right? You can see it's working and changes accordingly. So let's proceed. So the tab view is going to have a modifier known as the onAppear, right? So in here we will set the background color. So to do that, UI tab bar dot appearance dot background, right? So we set out to be black. So that's black. There you go, as you can see over there. And also let's proceed to change the bar tint color, right? So let's set that to gray as well. It's looking pretty much cool. We want the focus icon to be white, right? So with a tint modifier we can just change that to .white, and you can see the effect over there. So we are pretty much done with the bottom bar, right? We'll be focusing on building only the discover page, right? That's the UI we're building for each of them. So I'll create a file, and this is going to be a SwiftUI view, and the name is going to be the discover view. So I'll create it over here. So you can see the default code, the text of hello world. So I'll modify the text over here and return a text of discover view. There you go. So we need to take this discover view. So inside our content view, where we are returning a text of discover, we actually be returning our view, and that's the discover view, and it shows the same thing, right? So we'll be working within the discover view. So let me move this up. There you go. So in our body of the discover view, right, I'll get rid of the text in here and return a Z stack. So So within the Z stack is going to be, so let's specify a color. So the color is going to be black, so color, then to bracket dot black, and let's ignore the safe area, right? We want the black to affect every part of the simulator, as you can see over here. So below here is going to be a V stack, right, that arranges item vertically. So in the V stack, we are going to have a rounded rectangle with a corner radius of 30. So let's give it a frame of width and height. So with the width, we pass in a value of 370 and also a height of 45. And let's also proceed to give it the foreground color of white. So this is how it's going to be. So basically we are designing our search input, right? So the color is going to change, right? So there are many ways of specifying the color over here in the form of RGB, or as we did earlier. So the RGB, you want the gray color, right? So you specify the color for red, green, and blue, right? So the red is going to be 25 out of 255. Green is going to be the same, and also the red is also going to be, the blue is also going to be the same as 25 out of 255. And that will give us the gray color of the rounded rectangle, right? So we're also going to have an overlay modifier, right? So it's going to take in an H stack that aligns elements horizontally. So within the H stack is going to be an image, right? And this image is coming from our system name, and the name of the image is going to be the magnifying glass, as you can see over there. So since we've put everything within the H stack, so first of all, let's change the foreground color of this to gray, white, so you can see it very well. So next to the image is also going to be a text field, right, for our input. So testing the title and also the text. So we are going to set it to empty string. So up there, I'll be creating a variable, and it's going to be a state variable, right? So we use a state wrapper and name it var. So it's going to be the search term. So initially, let's assign it an empty string. So we can just pass the search term to the binding text, right? There you go. So let's provide some placeholder, right? So with a prompt, we can provide a text. So inside here, maybe saying, what are you looking for, right? So that's a placeholder over here, and we change the foreground color to be gray so you can have a look at it. There you go. So let's apply some padding to the H stack, and this padding is only going to affect the left and right side. There you go, as you can see the effect. So let's also apply some padding over here, and it's going to affect the bottom size, a value of 25. So this padding affects so in here you also be having a V stack. Within that, we also be having an H stack, right? So we'll be having a text of new releases, right? We'll be having two texts, and these two texts are being placed in an H stack, and this will automatically align the text horizontal, right? So with the text of new releases, let's provide a color, right? So with the foreground color, you can give it a color of white, and also let's give it a font of sub headline, as you can see the effect. Let's provide a spacer widget. So since we are within an H stack, to push it to the very left of it. So next to the spacer is also going to be a text of view all. Remember, they are all being wrapped within an H stack, right? And I will align these two texts horizontally, as you can see the effect. So you can provide some foreground color of gray, and also give it a font of dot caption. That's a smaller size. There you go. So let's give some padding. This padding is going to affect left and right. That's horizontal. There you go. So below that is going to be a scroll view. So this scroll view is going to be horizontal, right? So you can pass in dot horizontal, and in that we are going to return an h stack, right? Within the h stack, so first of all, let's provide some spacing over here. So let's give the h stacks a spacing of 20, and in our h stack we'll be returning a list of cards being arranged horizontally. That's why we provided the h stack. So first of all, I'll be creating a workout card below over here so that I can return it in our h stack. So below here is going to be a strat workout card. So it's going to be of that view. So var body some view. So in here we can return the image. So first of all, let's create some variables over here that needs to be passed down, right? So let image name, that's going to be of type string, and also the workout title, right? So let's do that first. So in here we can just return the image, right? And this image you can just pass in a variable name, the image name, right? So we can use this modifier to modify the image, right? So we can use dot resizable and also dot scale to fill and dot frame, providing a width and height value to this image, right? So with the width we set it to 160, and also with the height we give it a value of 200. So once we have that, we can just round the image by providing the corner radius modifier and passing a value of 12. Then we can have an overlay with a text being displayed on the image, right? So with the overlay, going to be a V stack, right? And this is basically going to align items vertically, right? So the first one is going to be the spacer, and next to the spacer is going to be a text widget, and this spacer will push the text widget at the bottom of the image, right? So that's how we want it. So with the text, we pass in the workout title and give it a font of sub headline and provide a foreground color to be white. So that is basically going to be our workout card, right? So let's provide some padding over here, horizontal. So in our h stack, we can just loop through by using for each, right? So starting from 0 to 3, you can have a single image over here, can return the workout card, right? So in here we need to pass in the image name and also the workout title. So with the image name, it's coming from my assets directory, right? And the name is what? Image1. So that's how we provide the name. As you can see the effect over there, right? How cool is that? We're almost there. So let's provide some padding over here, right? There we go. This looks cool. So below over here, I'll paste in the same very thing, right? Starting from the new release, but in here the text will change to most popular. It's going to maintain. So let me change this image, right? You can see how cool is that. So in my assets directory, you can see I'm having this list of images, right? Naming from 1 to 5. So let's check out our content view, right? So when I hit on the discover, you can see we are building up the discover page, right? How cool is that? So up here, I would like to create a list of images, right, for each of the category, the new releases and also the most popular, right? So the variable name is going to be new releases. That's going to be a list, right? So it's going to point to an image, a unique image. So we are going to have image 2, image 1, image 4, right? So I'll be doing same for the most popular category, right? Passing a different image directory, right? So in here I need to rename the variable name to most popular. So we can just pass in a different image as well. So this will start from 3, 4, 5. There we go. So where we are just looping with a 0 up to 3, we can just pass in our new releases, and the ID is going to be /self. So image in, then we can just pass the image dynamically. There we go. How cool is that? When I save in the change, you can see the effect. So with the most popular category, you can just pass in the most popular list, and the ID is also going to be /self. You can just pass in the image over here as well. How cool is that? So you can just provide a workout title over here. You can see the text is on top of the image. So proceeding with React Native, right? As usual, this is the default code. So I'll just start by wrapping it within a safe area, and this will basically prevent it from being at the notch area, and also get rid of the stars over here. As you can see the effect. So here I'll get rid of the text and also the status bar, and I'll be returning an input component, right? Which is a self-closing component. Remember, this input component is coming from the React Native elements. So in our input component, you can see we have it over there. Let's provide some style. So with the input container style, you can just provide some styling, right? So let's start by giving it some border color. So the border color is going to be white, and also border radius as well. The border radius is going to be 20, and also a background color. So it's going to be a hex value color, as you can see over there. Give it some padding, horizontal, that will affect it left and right, a value of 10, and also provide some border bottom width, right? This basically prevent the underline input border. So let's render some left icon. So the left icon, we can provide it an icon component. The icon component is coming from React Native elements, so we need to import that from React Native elements. So once we have that, you can pass in the name of the icon, which is a search icon, right? As you can see over there. And this icon is of type ionicons. So let's give some color to this icon, right? A gray color. There we go. Let's also provide some size. So the size is going to be 20. So let's save in the changes. There we go. So let's change the color and see the effect. We'll come back to it later. So you're going to have a placeholder. The placeholder is going to be, what are you looking for? Right? That's a question. So let's save in the changes. As you can see the effect. So let's get back to the default color, right? So with the save area view, let's provide some style by giving it a background color, right? And the background color is going to be black. And let's provide a flex of font to cover the available spaces. How cool is that? So below the input, you're going to have a view. And this view is going to contain two text components, right? So the first text is going to be the new release. So let's start the text by changing the color to white so it can be visible for us to see. There we go. So I'll repeat the same test, changing in the color to gray and also the value over here to view all. As you can see, the effect, so it's aligned vertically, right? So with a star, let's provide some flex direction to this view, right? And let's align it to be in the row. So flex direction of row. Ooh. And also justify content to be spaced between. There we go. How cool is that? Let's also provide some padding of 10. This looks much cool. So below here is going to be an empty view providing some space, right? So the style, give it height of 20, and this will basically provide some space. So below that is going to be a scroll view, and in the scroll view is going to be horizontal, right? So we set a horizontal property to be true. So within the scroll view, we are going to return our workout card, right? Workout card component. For now, it's not yet created, so I'll be creating it sooner. So in our directory, I'll be creating a components folder. In the components folder is going to be a new file called the workout card.js. So I'll use the RNF here to generate the workout card component. So that's basically a component. So we can just import it. There we go. So let's start working within our workout card. So basically we'll be retrieving some image from our workout card to render it over here, right? So I'll get rid of the text in here and return the image component, which is a self-closing component that is in the source. So the source of this image, you can just pass in an image being passing over there, and we need to import this. So first of all, let's style the image, right? So with the style attribute or the style property, you can just provide some width. So let's set a width to be 160 and also provide a height value to be 200 and give it a border radius of 12. Oops, let's import the image from React Native. So in here, the workout text in the image, right? And we're going to require the image from our assets folder. So we use the require keyword and specify the path. So /asset/image1.jpg. There we go. So I can just repeat this workout a couple of times. You can see it's being aligned horizontally. So let's space out the workout card component. So in the workout card component, the outer view is going to provide a padding to the outer view value of 10. As you can see the space in between. So I'll get rid of this. For now, let's maintain this, right? So we'll be having similar. So I'll start by creating a list, right? An array of new releases, and there's going to be the images for the new releases tab. So it's going to be an object with an ID and also the image field. So the image, we use the require, and the path of the image is going to be from our assets folder. Then provide the name of the image. So I'll repeat it 3 more times, right? Changing in the path of the image name. So this is going to be the second image and also the third image. So the extension is JPG. Take note. You can use any image of your choice. So now we have our new releases. You can just loop through to return a single workout card, right? So I'll be creating an inner view over here, and the style, you give it a flex direction to be row. So in here, new releases.map, right, with a callback, so we can get each workout, right? So we are going to return our workout component. So in here, we will be returning our workout component. So whenever you look through an array, you need to provide a key. So the key is going to be our workout.id, and the image is going to be our workout.image. since it takes in the image. How cool is that? You can see it reflects immediately. So we'll be doing same for the category with the most popular, right? So I'll just grab this code up to the scroll view and just paste in over here, right? How cool is that? So in here we need to change in from new releases to most popular. So let's maintain a view all, and also everything will be maintained over here, but I'll be providing a different image for the most popular, right? So I'll do same over here by repeating the new releases array, right? So in here I need to change the name to the most popular, changing the ID, and also specify a new image path, right? There we go. So all what we need to do is provide the new releases are most popular and map through. You can see it reflects immediately. How cool is that? So that's basically it. Let's proceed with our bottom navigation bar. So inside our component, I'll be creating a file, and the file name is going to be the bottom tabs.js, right? So I'll be creating my bottom tabs component over here, right? So before returning anything, let's first of all create an array of icons, right? So this comes as an object with the icon being, so the first icon is going to be the home, and also the text. The text is also going to be the home, right? So we can just proceed by providing it a color as well. So the color of this is going to be the white color. So I'll grab this object and repeat it 3 more times, changing in the icon and also the text. So in here, the icon, change it to the search icon, the text to discover, the color to gray, and also the icon, change it to the bookmark icon. The text need to change to the saved icon, the saved text, and also change the color to gray, right? So in here we assume that the selected tab is our home. That's why the color changed to white. So in here, let's provide some styling to the outer view over here, right? So let's give it a flex direction to be row, and also provide some margin of 10. Give it a margin horizontal of 30, and also justify content to be spaced between. So I'll get rid of the bottom tabs over here and loop through my icons. So it's going to be icons.map, right? So in here we're going to access the single icon with its index, right? And we'll be returning the icons component. So in here we'll be returning the icons component that expect a key. So with a key you can provide it index, and also can just spread out our icons information. So below here we are going to create our icons component we just rendered, right? So that's going to accept the icon, the text, and also the color, and return. So here we are returning a touchable opacity, right? So this makes sure that the icon is pressable, touchable, make it feel like a button, right? So inside the touchable opacity is going to be a view. So inside this view is going to be an icon component, right? So this icon is coming from the React Native element, so you need to import that. So the icon component that takes in the type is going to be from the ionicons, and also takes in the color, can just pass in the color. it also expects the name. You can just pass in the icon. And let's provide some size to this icon of 25. So let's start this icon. So by giving it a margin bottom of 3 and align self to be at the center. And so below that is going to be a text displaying the icon name, right? So you can just pass in the text. So let's start the text by changing the color by passing white. So that's basically our bottom tabs, right? So we can just pass in our bottom tabs over here. So below the scroll view, you can just bring in our bottom tabs. There we go. How cool is that? So that's basically it. Let's move on to Flutter. So with Flutter, I just created a home widget over here that's found within the screen folder, basically returning a scaffold. So in the scaffold, I'll be returning the body, right? So the body is going to start with the safe area. So this basically prevents it from being at the notch area. So the child of the safe area is going to be a column, right? And as usual, the column text in the children, where you can specify a list of widgets over here. So the first widget is going to be the container, right? So let's provide the container a width. So the width is going to be double.infinity. That would take the entire width. Let's provide a height of 40. So let's wrap the column within a padding widget, right? So this padding is going to affect all size, a value of 12. So let's provide some decoration to the container that takes in the box decoration. So inside the box decoration, you can specify a color, right? So this color is going to be a hex value that looks a dark black color. There you go, as you can see over there. So let's provide some border radius. So border radius dot circular and pass in the value of 10. Let's increase it to 20. There you go. So let's give the scaffold a background color. So we are going to set the background color to be colors.black. As you can see, let's proceed. So the chart of the container is going to be a text form field, right, with a controller. So I'll be creating the controller variable, right? It's going to be search controller. That's going to be of type text editing controller. So in here we can just pass in our search controller, and also the decoration of the text form field takes in the input decoration. So inside the input decoration, you can provide it a hint text, right? So this is more or less like a placeholder, right? So let's provide it a hint text. Oops. So the hint text expect a string. What are you searching for? So we can actually see, let's provide some hint style, right? So let's start our hint text. So with the hint style property, you can just, so let's provide some hint style. You can just assign the text style, right? And changing the color over here to be colors.gray. So let's save in the changes, as you can see over there. So we want the search icon next to the hint text, right? So we can use the prefix icon, and that expects a widget. So you can just provide it the icon widget, and the icon is going to be the search icon, right, with a color of gray, as you can see over there. So let's give it some cons value over here. So let's set the input border of the text form field to be input border.none, right? We don't want any outline border within this input, right? So you can just set that to be none. Also, let's proceed to style our text form field over here. So with the style attribute, you can assign our text style. So in here, we need to change in the color to be white. There we go. So that's basically our search field, right? How cool is that? So let's proceed. So below the container is going to be a row, right? And this row takes in the children. You're going to have two text fields within the row, right? You want to align these tests horizontally. So that's the main reason we specify the text within a row. So the first test is going to be the new releases, and the next test is going to be the view all, right? So you can just proceed by styling the test. So with the text style, you can provide a color and change the color to be white for the first one, and also grab it over here and just paste it over here, changing the color to gray, as you can see over here. So let's space between this, so we can use the main axis alignment, and now we set the main axis alignment to be spaced between, as you can see. So let's wrap the row in a padding, and this padding is only going to affect the top side, a value of 20, as you can see. So let's increase 30. Okay, so let's provide some const value over here. So below the padding, you're going to have a size box, right, with a height of 30, right? And this will basically provide a space for us, an empty space for us. So below the size box is going to be below the size box is going to be a list view. So the list view, that's where we are going to render our workout cards, right? So we change the scroll direction to axis.horizontal, and it expects a children where you can specify a list of widgets, right? So in here we need to return our workout card. So I'll just pass in my workout card. It's not yet created, so I'll be creating it sooner. So down here it's going to be a stateless widget, right? So I'm going to rename that to the workout card, and it's going to return a container. So in here, return a container, give some width and height value to that. So with the width, let's set it to 150, and also with the height, let's provide it a value of 200. And also let's provide some margin over here. That's going to be edge inset dot only, and this margin is going to affect the right side, a value of 10. And the container space is decoration, where you can just provide the box decoration, provide some color to it. So for now, let's set the color to colors.white for us to see what's going on. So let's proceed. Let's give some border radius, right? So we can just provide our border radius dot circular, passing a value of 15. And also let's pass in a clip behavior, and that's going to be clip dot anti-alias, right? So the chart of this container is basically going to be the image, right? the image is going to be from our assets folder, right? So the path is assets slash the name of the image is image1 and the extension is JPEG, right? So I think we are supposed to say something. Let's see if it changes. So let's provide a fit over here, right? And that's going to be our box fit dot cover. Let's wrap the list view in a size box and provide a height of 200. There we go, as you can see. So you can just provide a multiple workout card over here, and this will be aligned horizontally. How cool is that? So I just grab this code and repeat same. There we go. So in here we need to change in the text over here to the most popular, and also maintain a view all. So now we want the image to be dynamic, right? So up here I'll be creating a list, right? I'll be creating a list. That return type is going to be a string. So this string will point towards the image path, right? So the variable name is going to be the new release. So it's going to be a list. So inside the array, it's going to be from our assets slash image 1.jpg. So I repeat it 2 more times, changing in the image over here. There you go. So now we have a new release. So we need to do the same for most popular one. We need to render different images over there as well. So I need to change in the image over here. So in our workout card, right, the image needs to be dynamic. So I'll be creating an image which is going to be of type string, and require that in the constructor as well, passing our image over here. So wherever we are returning the workout card, an image needs to be passed, right? So that's basically the reason we are getting the error. So the list view provides us a children, right? So in here we can use the list.generate that expect the length. That's going to be our new releases.length, and we are going to return our workout card. We can access the individual image by passing in the index. So our new releases, then we pass in our index. So when you saving the changes, you can see it reflects over there. It's not able to recognize one image path. Let's check it all. I think that should be it. So let me change it for now. We'll come back to it later. So this extension is going to be JPEG. Saving the changes. For now, let's proceed to do the same for the most popular side, right? So where we are rendering the workout card is going to pretty much the same thing over here, right? So the children will be expecting to pass in our most popular dot length. Can just access the index of that image, right? So we can just save in the changes and hot restart. Oops, you are getting an error. Let's get rid of this. So you can just get rid of this. So let's hot restart and see. What is happening? There we go. So all you need to do is to just restart and everything will be good. So let's proceed to the last part, and that's the bottom navigation bar, right? So the bottom navigation bar property, you can just assign the bottom navigation bar widget that expect the items, right? So the items come as a list that expect the bottom navigation bar item. And so in here we need to pass in the icon and also the label, right? So the icon is going to be the home icon, and it needs to be wrapped within the icons. Sorry, the icon widget. So icon into bracket icons.home. So I repeat it 3 more times, changing in the icon name and also the label. There we go. So in here we can just provide it the type of this bottom navigation bar, and that's going to be bottom navigation bar type dot fixed. As you can see over there. So let's give it a background color. That's going to be colors.black. So with the selected item color, we change the color to be white. And also with the unselected item color, which we maintain the color to be the gray color. There you go. How cool is that? So that's basically it. Consider subscribing, like, and share. See you in our next tutorial. Until then, stay tuned.